Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Cascade Stereoscopic Club monthly meeting and the 26th Cascade International Exhibition. I'd like to thank everyone who is joining us either in person or via Zoom. And we are streaming this to YouTube. You can view the meeting on compatible 3D devices or go back and watch it afterwards. If you're watching simultaneously on YouTube and Zoom, we recommend that you mute your YouTube because if you want to interact with us, that's really going to only work from Zoom. So we have a lot to get to today. So what I'd like to do is get started promptly. And what we'll do is we'll begin with the exhibition before we show theme and open projector photos. Begin with the open section. And I'm going to move relatively quickly through them because to get through the whole, there are over 240 images to show between the theme, open projector, and the exhibition in 120 minutes. So I'll spend probably less than 30 seconds on each image, but if people want me to spend more time on a particular image, just tell me that slow down for that image. So these are all the accepted images, and then at the end we'll see the HMs and the medal winners. And congratulations to Lee for that.
And Matt to the previous one.
And Matt to the previous one.
I thought that was a telephoto lens.
Yeah.
Looks good. A little bit flat. It was slightly cardboarded. Nice picture.
Play at your own risk. Yes.
Ooh.
Can you put on Jeff where I'm supposed to be looking? Thank you.
Okay, did somebody, so it's in the StereoPix rooms, which was in the invitation for the meeting. I don't have it handy, but if somebody does, if they can, okay. So
There we go.
Ken just put it in the chat.
I didn't notice this. I was here for judging, not as a judge, but I was here. I didn't notice. This is an interesting picture.
Did that work for you, Lee?
You're muted, Lee.
You're muted.
And congratulations to George for this one.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Astoria Bridge.
You didn't risk life and limb for that picture, did you?
I did.
And congratulations to Matt for this one.
Thank
Thank
you.
Washington. Not bad. Cute.
It's a great hyper subject.
Yeah, I think those are in Scotland. Seems like I remember hearing those were in Scotland.
You've seen those, Bob. I've seen some pictures from you, right?
Yeah.
Makes
Makes
a nice frame.
frame.
And an unconventional subject for Mark Brennan.
Interesting how the propeller's distorted. At least they look distorted, maybe.
And congratulations to Ken.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a wonderful subject for stereo.
I think machines often are.
Yeah,
Yeah, very nicely framed, too.
Amazing it was taken with a Lume Pad 1.
All right.
Made good use of it.
Yeah. That was maybe her only spider photo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
stereo really adds to this one.
Yeah, many of these, without the stereo, there would be nothing
Yeah.
spectacular about the
Smart
photo.
use of color, though. You know.
Yeah.
And wonderful framing on this one.
Yeah.
Indeed.
congratulations to Ken.
You guys have
Hello,
seen that
Bob.
one.
Yeah, you did show us this, I believe.
Yeah.
Similar setup.
I love the way that comes through the window.
Yeah, it's nice. Got a kind of a texture to it. Joseph Barbera.
I wonder how often they lose their balance and fall into the water.
Probably never. That's their business.
They use the stick for ballast.
Mm. It's kind of a fun picture. Hey, you know, I remember seeing it during the judging, but it didn't make much impression on me.
It's got great synchronization, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And she's pretty high off the ground.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about how this was made. Looks like the light level is very low.
Yeah, but nothing's moving, so it could have been on a tripod as a time.
Right. That's
Kuntz is a Photoshop expert too.
it's got a lovely glow.
Yeah, it is nice.
And congratulations, Lee.
Well
There's a
done.
place like this about 100 miles from here. I gotta go check it out sometime.
Very colorful. All your pictures is very colorful. What did you use to take that picture, Shirley? Still muted.
Muted.
Try pushing the space bar. There you go.
Did that work?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, oops.
Okay, I messed up by trying headphones, and that acts up and messes up my microphone too. This is in southern Tennessee. It was a place along the side of the road where they sell antiques and stuff.
Well, it worked really well, Lee.
What camera do you use? Or how
Probably two Canon, ones using a stereo photo maker.
Hello, Dorothy.
Hello.
I couldn't figure out what these are little fabric thingies. kind of confused looking at these.
It's hard to know the scale of them.
Yeah.
Separation doesn't really give me any information. I originally thought these were like, like maybe macro or even micro photography, but I'm not so sure. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I had
How
just
pretty.
Yeah, I had just assumed they were similar in size to a flower, but flowers come in a lot of sizes, so I don't know.
This one I liked when the judging was going on. Thought it's just kind of interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
By Bob Venezia.
Do you know which camera they used for that?
I don't. So the nice thing is, if the photographer is here, and several photographers are here, we can ask them. But if the photographer isn't here in an exhibition, we have no information other than the photographer and the title. So,
Okay.
but a nice photo, Ken. I think we've seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it showed a clever paint technique too. It's like, wow, look at that.
Yeah, and I'll put a plug in here for PSA. There's a PSA 3D discussion group, and I think Mohan is the moderator, and Steve and David Allen, and I don't know if I'm missing anybody who's here on the Zoom call, but every month we go through a picture and feedback on pictures from people, so experience is great.
Okay.
It's a fun part of PSA. I enjoy it.
That's a great tip, thanks.
And I remember seeing this previously, some sort of gimmick that it's not really 3D, but it certainly is impressive.
It's immortalized in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
It's immortalized in 3D now.
Yes.
I remember reading about this in the newspaper, this display, and I guess it kind of it startled a lot of people from what I understood.
And a more traditional Mark Brennan photo.
Mm-hmm.
So more bees and spiders.
Andre does a very good macro. He's using the Lumix with the 3D lens.
Well, are you asking or telling us? I mean,
No, I'm telling you because I go to the UK stereoscopic, there's two in the late days of each month.
okay.
Is that a beam splitter kind of affair then?
No, it's two lenses on. It's
a pair of 12 millimeter f12 lenses that fit onto micro four thirds.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thanks, Steve and Dorothy, for the information.
I have one.
I make an adapter for that lens splits on and has a close-up ring allowing you to add filters or other close-up lenses. George has been selling them.
I need more. I'm out of stock.
Our little ladybug here.
A lot of action in this one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And another by Mark Brennan.
It's beautiful.
And congratulations to George on this one. Great close-up.
Yeah, so George, did you use the 3D lens on that one?
I think so. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was it natural or spray bottle?
Spray bottle. My living room table. My wife loves flowers, and I had to take a picture.
Yeah. Nice. They look great.
Now, are those clouds real? Or were they with the composted image?
Well, if David were here, we could ask, but
I can't tell. They look natural. What does that mean?
Yeah. It's interesting how the rear rock formations themselves are kind of flat looking, but that is kind of, it does remind, I've been down to an area like that, and you know, you'll see those things and that you don't realize how far away they are. Yeah, there's an illusion that they're pretty close, but they actually sometimes end up being kind of far away, like maybe 2-3 times further away than you thought they were.
Yeah, interesting.
okay, and now for the honorable mentions. And congratulations to Mohanan for this one.
Very nice.
And for anyone who noticed that we have many fewer HMs this year than we did last year, the PSA changed their rules. Previously, they allowed you to award HMs to up to 10% of the accepted images. So if you had 50 accepted images, you could have 5 HMs. The rules now state that the total number of awards, in other words, the sum of the HMs plus the medals, cannot exceed 10%. So if you have 50 accepted images and 3 medals, you can only have 2 HMs. And congratulations to George for a really great photo here. Marigold, Medal winner.
All right.
And now on to the altered reality section. So, I'm not a judge, so I have no influence over this, but altered reality has always been my favorite section. And congratulations to George for this one. So do you want to say anything about how you did this?
Well, this is a Chikuli, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shahuli or whatever his name is.
Yes, I just did a little bit of photo editing, make it flow like.
I love the effect.
It's a nice picture.
Yeah, that's an interesting technique.
Might
I'd
have to
have to
try
try
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's interesting.
Looks like
Looks
you're in the window.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's fun.
Has
Has
almost a pen and ink look to it.
Yeah.
There are so many filters around, it's hard to even know what filter he used.
I thought that was an effective picture too. This one. I guess it's a flower. Actually, the more I look at it, the
Well,
less
a
I'm sure.
dahlia is a flower.
Yeah.
With some sort of filter or two run over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
amazing
amazing
that
filters are accurate in stereo.
I've
I've
never
never
had
had
trouble
Right.
with
one image coming out
significantly different than the other.
Kind of wild.
Get that virus.
Yeah.
And congratulations to David on this one.
Yeah, that's
The folks in the club have seen this before, of
Yeah.
course. But,
Hmm.
I'm surprised this was never accepted prior. But,
It was in a card, but
Very clever.
nicely done.
Look at that for a long time
Mm-hmm.
to see all the parts.
Pink and oil.
Yeah, I mean, it really looks like an oil painting.
Yeah. This is probably up by Mount Vernon, Washington, North Seattle.
That's infrared, right?
It looks like it is
Probably,
based on the
yeah.
sky.
And the whiteness of the vegetation.
Looks like an IR.
Yeah, that's what Dorothy said.
Oh, yeah.
And congratulations to David for this. One of my favorite altered realities.
Yeah. So this was never accepted, Dave? You never.
It was accepted a long time ago on what was called a stereo imagination. But that was before
altered
PSA.
reality.
Yeah,
That's great.
almost perfect. It's great attention to scale and separation.
Anyway, the guy down on is long since passed, Ray Rowe, and I still got the watch hanging on my wall.
Expertly done.
That wasn't done.
And while we're looking at all these images, NYSA for this coming Saturday has requested that people submit some photos. Dorothy, do you remember how many photos they wanted from each person? You're muted, Dorothy.
Yeah, sorry. I think it's 2 to 4.
Yeah, so
Max, yeah.
so anybody who's had photos accepted here could submit those photos to NYSA and show them off on this coming Saday.
Yeah, he's gonna send an email, I think, because we just got our rehearsal tonight. Tonight or tomorrow he's gonna send an email with the address, because he actually didn't mention it, so I'm not sure which one it is, because he has so many email addresses that I think it's the 3D NSA.org, but I'm not sure. Yeah, stuff that you're thankful for, I guess, for Thanksgiving. That's,
Yeah.
that's very well done too.
And congratulations to Ken on this one.
Yeah. Wow.
That was a lot of fun to do.
And congratulations to George on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So it's a phantogram on the front?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I've seen the book around. I don't know if the 3D Center had a copy of that or what. Have you ever seen that book, Dave?
No, I haven't.
I've seen the title. I don't have the book myself.
Yeah, I have a book. Very good book of drawing.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, I think,
that book
to purchase.
Be why that it would explain why I've never seen it.
Okay, and so in the altered reality, we only had 30
Just Jimmy's
accepted
got that.
images, or 29, so we couldn't have any HMs at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
So,
So
Mark is here.
Mark is here in the meeting?
I'm just asking if he's here. Because
No.
I was wondering.
No, Mark is in Australia, and I don't think he's ever joined one of our meetings.
I think he has once.
Oh, he
I'm
has?
surprised. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, he has.
I just wonder if he's on the boat himself or if it's with a drone. Because he looks like pretty much in front of the kayaker there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it would be hard to get a stereoscopic photo from a drone because that would be a lot of weight for a drone to carry.
Yeah.
And it's too well synced. It's not a cha-cha, so.
Yeah.
He's far away using long lenses, so it looks like he's next to it, but he's not really.
Ah, okay.
Right. Still, it's pretty amazing sync and just freezing the picture to begin with.
And congratulations to George on this one.
Don't ask me how I did it, I don't know.
Well, cats are mysterious creatures, so a little bit of the mystery slipped into the picture.
Was that your cat during Halloween night?
Okay, and now the landscapes, seascapes, and cityscapes section. And congratulations to Ken for this one.
Thank you.
And, you know, an altered photo is perfectly legal in this section, but it almost looks like he altered it, put some filter on it. It just looks more painted than photo.
Yeah, it looks like he's really boosted the saturation or the vibrance. Wow, what a vintage.
Iceberg. Oh, Yellowstone. I was wondering if this was in Washington State. I know of a falls kind of like that, but no.
Yeah. And just for people who, you know, don't know, the judges don't have any visibility of the title or the photographer during the judging. So it isn't until after the judging is all finished that we actually find out who did it. Although sometimes you look at it and you say, oh, that's Mark Brennan. But,
Yeah.
I've already seen that one before.
interesting, wherever it is.
I'd like to see the lathe that turned that wheel.
Schnee Whitey.
Or what percentage of the pictures were accepted?
Approximately 40%. Okay, so the catalog is on the on the PSA website, along with a slideshow that you can run at your own pace. And the catalog has all the statistics in it. Gary, if you'll hand me that catalog. But basically, let's see, to answer the question, in the landscapes, there were 50 photos accepted, and there were a total of let's see, there were 124 images entered and 50 were accepted. And so 50, we took 10% of that. There were 3 metals and then 2 HMs.
Looks like Bruno kind of doctored the right-handed side of that one. I see a...
Yeah, there's something up there on the top of it that's on.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's there, but anyway.
Not obvious, but it's there.
Okay, and the catalog is also on the website, so you can actually download the PDF of the catalog if you wish, and then print it if you wish.
Yeah, I just put the link. Not the book one, but the other one.
Yeah, it's actually, there's a PDF in 2 formats. There's a PDF in a booklet form if you actually want to print it and fold it like this and make a booklet. You can do that, or you can just print it, for viewing on the screen.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And congratulations to Matt for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's on a hiking trail near in my neighborhood at springtime. Nice reflection. Huh.
I'd rather look at those rides than go on them.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder how many of a particular model of ride they build. Like how many Starship 2000s did they produce when they were doing them?
How many you want?
Yeah. Maybe one,
I'm sure most of these are custom built. You put in your order and you get your ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty wild picture. Bryce Canyon Arch. Espanol. That's interesting. I don't recognize that spelling of Espanol.
Well, probably because you can't have any foreign characters in the PSA title,
All
so
right.
it would typically have a tilde over the N.
Yeah, all right. So you just did it phonetically.
I was talking to Lee earlier before other people joined, and PSA basically they have rules and there are certain ways they do things, and and don't question the rules.
Yep.
And congratulations to Ken on this one.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
It's in a state park in Wisconsin. It's Governor Douglas, I believe. State park.
And congratulations to Lee on this one.
Well done.
Oh.
That's in Alabama.
Yeah, I misspoke. The state park in Wisconsin is Governor Dodge.
And congratulations to Matt
Matt.
on this one.
Okay.
Thank you, yes. This was taken from a moving ferry. It's a cha-cha. Probably with my iPhone.
So it must be that the Ferris wheel was not turning when you took it.
Not turning. And the lights.
So lucky.
That's right, yeah.
And what about the lights?
They normally flash in a rotation, but I got lucky with the timing on this. So it, no rivalry in the wheel. The SkyStar wheel is a recent addition. It was in Golden Gate Park, and it's been at Fisherman's Wharf for maybe 2-3 years now. I hope it stays. It's a nice feature. And it's fun to ride.
And,
Nice.
congratulations to George on this one.
Is this
Incredible colors.
Is this an Ohio scene?
Yes,
Yes,
the
the
Gahoda
Gahoda
National Park. And I photographed from a bridge with two cameras.
interesting to see the clouds and the reflection are well defined, but in the sky, not so much.
Yeah, yeah, interesting.
This might be another infrared.
Yeah.
Very effective.
Yeah, yeah.
And congratulations to George for this one.
Yeah, the birds are a nice touch there in the picture.
Yeah, they are. I didn't see him.
I know, I don't think I saw him Monday, but I see him now. Or was it? Yeah, a week ago I didn't see him.
And congratulations to Ken on this one.
Yep, another Governor Dodge State Park.
Sedona. Love to get down there sometime.
And congratulations to Mohan on this one.
Thank you. It's from Vietnam.
Yeah, lovely color.
Basketballs.
I'd have never guessed Vietnam. Although I understand they got quite a bit of beach.
And congratulations to Matt on this one.
Thank you. I think I showed this to the club. Or one similar, I returned to the spot and took some another series in color. Thank you.
Point Piper to Bondi Junction by Jim Metcalf. Okay, so it's likely Australia, I'm gonna guess. I wondered where this was. It's like, is this California?
Yeah. Bondi is in Australia.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool.
All those verticals really help this image.
And congratulations to Mohan on this one.
This is again from Vietnam. There are small deserts there.
Really?
Very
Fun fact, I learned Vietnam was a source of coffee for countries like East Germany during the communist era.
And congratulations to George on this one.
Yeah, that's something else.
Wow. What was your separation?
Maybe 1 meter, 2 or 3 feet. Just the size of a bar.
Seems perfect. Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems almost unreal.
Right. Yeah.
Great
hyper effect.
And congratulations again to George.
Yeah, this is a single camera hyper.
And now the HMs.
Mark Brennan.
Yeah, that's how you shoot a waterfall in stereo.
Nice, you can freeze
Very
it.
nice.
It was a pretty picture. I was surprised this scored so high. I mean, I wasn't a judge, but it's, I mean, very nicely done. It's just,
Yeah, I would ask too, what sets that apart? And that's a question.
Well, to come out that high, all three judges have to like it, because if any one judge didn't like it, it wouldn't score that high.
that's true. This is first place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is cool too. This is like picture postcard.
Yeah. I love like you see the transparency of the water is great in stereo
Wow.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know is Jeff Ewan in Australia? Does anybody know?
Well, I could look in the index and see. He is in Australia.
Okay.
And now, that was it for the exhibition, and now we'll look at theme photos. So each month we have a different theme. The theme this month is doors and windows.
Anyway, there you go, windows and doors. Well, some doors are to keep your privacy, but my grandson says, I don't have to now. He wouldn't even go in there. But if you're the captain of the ship, you don't need a door. Anyway, all to privacy. And doors somehow are still doors, no matter how badly they're decrepit. Anyway, that was a photo shoot we had. The door on the left goes into a sanctuary. The door on the right is the door to the prison. You can see the bars on the top of that door on the right. Anyway, this was in a castle in Slovenia. And this is the door to the cathedral or something. And I was told that only the highest religious people could go through that door in the cathedral. Oh, and here we go. The
yes,
3D center door. Oh boy, wasn't that something else?
Yeah, it's too bad. For people who don't know, it closed at the end of 2011 because it was in a section of Portland that was being gentrified, and the rent doubled.
Doubled, yeah.
And we couldn't afford all of a sudden. We were barely able to pay the rent before it doubled, and so when they doubled the rent, that was the end of the 3D center.
Yeah. I have no idea what's there now.
I don't either. Anyway, this is an old barn in there. There's the door where the cows go in and out, and the windows where the light goes in. And anyway, there's some doors and windows. And this is the window of our house. I used to do stained glass windows, and so there's a stained glass window that's in our house.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's a pretty big one.
yeah. Well, it's about 4 feet on the high.
That's a pretty big stained glass.
Yeah. Anyway, and I couldn't find it, but when I was in China, in the hotel I stayed in, they had the front of the hotel was all glass, and the glass was 6 feet wide and about 25 feet tall. And I can't imagine how they polished that glass or even shipped it around. And I looked and looked and looked and never could find a picture of that glass, but I sure wish I had it. Anyway, that's it. That's all, folks.
Okay, thank you, David.
Yeah, all right.
And Matt.
All right.
Yeah, I guess technically these are windows, and some of them are busted out. And I'm really fond of this photo. I just like the layers in it, and the way certain elements are framed. And that's my boss. And these are windows in the village of Point Richmond, which is also in the town where I live. And I was interested in the reflections of these windows. This is a storefront that's full of, it seems, castaway antiques and junk, and the security guard standing there is actually a lifelike, hyper-real statue. So he posed for me very patiently.
I'd like to have that radio.
Yeah, there's some nice things in there. I wish I knew who owned it. And the stereo is very subtle in this one, but that's intentional. I took this a couple years ago when we were repairing the plaster in our 82-year-old home, and when I masked up the windows for priming this very interesting sort of blue-tinted light filled the house, which I tried to capture here. This would be a cha-cha. And again, I'm just kind of going for the subtle layers, but I was very pleased with the results. And this is in the Fisher Observatory at the Exploratorium, which is a science museum in San Francisco. And I took the photo for the light, and I just love how you can see the city through these windows. And this is a porthole on, must be the Hornet, an aircraft carrier, decommissioned aircraft carrier, which is now a floating museum in Oakland. And I took this quite a while ago. I took this with a kind of a first-generation 3D smartphone, an HTC model from maybe 2012, something like that.
And I have that phone, it's the Evo.
The Evo, that's it, yes. Narrow separation as a lot of these devices still have, but I think it was perfect for this subject.
Good.
And yeah, this is a window, some window dressers here. I took this at Gump's in San Francisco. I took this with my W3. I've never actually shown this before. There were some technical problems with it that I was unhappy with, but I'm looking at it now, and I kind of like this. The reflections, I love the action.
So that's a storefront window. And that's it. Thank you.
And Carl, at the last minute, was not able to make it, but anyway, we have his photos to show.
Mm-hmm. At the Portland Airport? Looks like it.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh, that's a nice effect with the snow. It's always nice when you can catch some snow.
Yeah, adds a lot of depth.
Stick out your head and watch the train. Watch where you're going. There's your door.
And Bob.
I apologize, I didn't catch the 10 suggested limit until after I saw the these. This is in the Nebraska State House in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's a hand-carved door. They have a lot of Native American themes in the State House there. This is the door on the Cologne Cathedral in Cologne, Germany. Same place. Side door.
Yeah, nice effect.
No, this is, I think, in the Netherlands someplace. I just sort of like the lead into the door there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a window, too.
Yeah. Let's see. This is
Palais des Congrès of Montreal.
Thank you.
I worked there.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
This is called La Frontera. It used to be somebody's home. It was designed by Gaudi in Barcelona. Used a lot of ironwork.
Boy, I'd like to see him cast that.
This is the Alhambra in Granada, sort of a door within a door. That would swing closed, and then there's another door on the other side. And this is a store window, I think, that dresses for the person that doesn't want to draw attention to themselves. Yeah, just a thatched roof.
That's different.
Foam, door and windows, ivy. I call this the his and hers doors. It's in the Sansui Palace in Potsdam, Germany. And this is just a view into their picture gallery at the same place. This is I think it's part of the legislative building. It's in Berlin. Big circular window. Some nutcrackers in the store window.
Okay, thank you, Bob. And Ken.
This is Delaney Street Mercantile, a gift shop in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And this was taken just this month earlier, November 7th. And a side door, here's the front of the gift shop. I thought it looked interesting. A lot of windows and a door.
Yeah.
Now this is a really era. It was designed by architect James Roy Allen and built during the Great Depression as a city project to provide jobs for locals. It opened in May of 1933, and featured Wayne King and his orchestra. Probably want to go to the next one. From the 30s to the 50s, the Riviera Ballroom was a vibrant hotspot, hosting big band legends like Tommy Dorsey, Glenn Miller, and Louis Armstrong. In the 70s, it welcomed Chubby Checker, Herman's Hermits, and Stevie Wonder. But by 1983, the city restored the Riviera as a classic civic event space, preserving its charm and history. In recognition of its historical significance, the Riviera was added to both the state and national registers of historic places in 1986 by the Wisconsin Historical Society and the U.S. Department of Interior. And this is the Lake Geneva Public Library. The Lake Geneva Public Library was designed by James Dresser, a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. The library opened in December of 1954. Dresser's design, you can go on to the next pictures, is embraced Wright's prairie style with an expansive low-slung windows that offer breathtaking views of Geneva Lake. The library is not only a place for books, but a beautiful reflection of the natural surroundings, blending architecture and landscape in a timeless style. So these are all the back, and this is the front door. Good architectural styling.
Thank you. And Mohanan.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of doors with the plans and door plans and window plans. Now, I have got photographs without them. These are all old ones. This is from Bante Siri Temple. It's a Lord Shiva temple in Cambodia, built in 967. This is Golconda Fort in Hyderabad, India. Again, all doors and window panes are missing. This is again from Cambodia. Ta Nei Temple. I don't know whether I am pronouncing it correct or not. It is T-A-N-E-I Temple. This is from India, Andaman Nicobar Island. This is the Rose Island Church. This is a small model in a Royal Caribbean ship. That is, the name of the ship was Mariner of Seas. I went from Singapore to Malaysia in this ship. It's a cruise ship. It's a small model. Thank you.
Thank you. And Peter. Is Peter here? Okay. I guess Peter didn't make it tonight. But in any case, he had a unique interpretation of the theme. Peter is fond of finding old photos, in this case the band The Doors, and doing conversions.
Looks like the doors. Looks like you could almost break on through to the other side.
Yeah. Well played.
But anyway, Peter, before he submitted it, he asked if it was legal. And I told him, our themes are to encourage you to submit photos that are interesting to other people. We don't have rules that a particular photo doesn't qualify. If you think it qualifies, go ahead and submit it. So anyway, thanks to Peter. And George.
Yeah, well, I have the same thing here. I don't know if you notice a door and a window. This is from Tucson, Arizona. Next. So in old Tucson, we had the model photo shoot, and go to the next one. One thing I noticed, like every picture was framed with a window. That must be a very popular prop photography. Next. But that's nice, and you get to see reflections.
Yeah.
Except for this one, and that's not a real window, but kind of a window, and that's my wife and Vinny, the famous dog that we, our neighbor's dog, take for a walk every day. That's it for me.
Mr. Rin Tin Tin.
And thank you, George. And Steve.
Okay, this is in Amsterdam, and it's a nice curved door and window, and some other windows, but this is, I believe, from about 1700s. This is also in Amsterdam. It's a large door with a window. And this is the door of a hidden church, also in Amsterdam. And this is from the window of a Japanese ramen shop, also in Amsterdam. And here's one for Dave. This is the store window in the Spiegelstraat. And these next ones I took with a pair of Sony RX Zeros. And here's something to contrast with that. Some newer watches, also in the Spiegelstraat. And this is just another a gallery in the Spiegelstraat. And this is the Oudekerk in Amsterdam. And there's a nice door and some windows. You can see all the way back.
Coffee shop.
And this was the view from my hotel window. And that's Fire Toren on the left. And Prince Hendrik Straat in the center there.
And beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
And Mark. I guess Mark didn't make it tonight. But,
Boat.
So it's this around Portland.
I think there's a boat that rows up and down the Willamette River. Further.
Yeah, where's Mark's not here.
yeah, so it might be the Portland Spirit. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the other ones. I don't
Right.
think this is.
Yeah, there's a train boneyard, so to speak, like this in Washington, if you know where Mineral is, and you probably don't.
I don't. But Mark likes finding old buildings.
Yeah.
And
To keep people in or to keep people out?
yes.
That door's kind of has it.
Oh wow.
It's a big door.
Is that a bank vault door? I don't know.
What's that door too?
We don't know.
Some kind of bulkhead, right, Miss Scott?
Yeah, I don't know. You got like kind of model set pieces behind her. They look like models. I can't tell for sure how big they are.
It's got a price tag.
Yeah, tag gives you. Yeah, they both. There's two tags.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, yes.
Guess they're coming to the Clark County Amphitheater this year.
I thought they were going to be in Portland. Is it in Clark
I
County?
saw it, or at least I saw an ad up there by the amphitheater. Maybe.
Yeah, basically, you know, it used to be nice because they used to do it on Saturday night, and so, you know, you could go out and then stay out late and then not have to worry about going to work the next day. But now they're doing it during the week, so so Julene said, no, not this year, so.
No, are those windows in the back?
No, it's a projection.
Oh, it's a projection, okay.
So they use a lot of video projectors to create a scene. So, you know, that is probably a scene of, that basically their Christmas time, you know, stories. So it's probably and when they're narrating, they tell the story. So, you know, it's probably somebody looking out the window and seeing all the beautiful lights and stuff. It's been many years since I went. Mark has actually recorded some stereoscopic video, which you can find on YouTube, of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I think he has 4 songs, and that was actually how I, when I saw those videos, and he and his wife sat like 3 seats apart. They had 2 people sitting between them and used handheld cameras to shoot everything. And so when I saw those videos, I thought, if Mark can shoot videos of that like a concert, he would be perfect for shooting videos of my fireworks shows. And so that's how Mark and I started working together on the fireworks. And, that's Mark and his wife. And Carl, unfortunately, isn't here, but he was talking about he showed some of these photos previously, and he was talking about printing them in a large format and framing them. So
It looks like you guys have a viewer for it. Is that what I saw?
There's some kind of camera or viewer up there. Yeah, it looks more of a viewer. Well, that's for the stereoscopic painting up above. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Or a photo.
Yeah, so I think these are photos through a microscope of bismuth.
Oh.
The element bismuth, metal crystals. And so that's a print that he made from the photo.
Looks like it's on canvas. Huh?
Yeah, canvas print.
You can tell that from the screen.
Okay, and George.
Okay, well, this is a short program about the Cleveland Museum of Illusions, and it's a great place to take 3D pictures. Next. Now, that's not unique. Apparently, there are 50 locations in 25 countries. There are several cities in the United States, including Portland. There's a Museum of Illusion.
Oh.
Now I'll have to go hunt it down.
Yes. And I didn't know about it. Some friend told me on Facebook. I saw about it. And it's downtown Cleveland. I don't know how long it's been there. So I went there with my what I'm holding is the X-Real Big Pro. And my iPhone, I took sequential pictures. Next. That's like a kaleidoscope. My wife is on the other end. I took this actually with my iPhone. I told her to stay perfectly still while I shifted a little bit inside this small, relatively small tube. Next. Maybe you've seen this before. I don't know exactly how they make it. I'm sure there are little mirrors involved. It's a big display, and through a glass, this is what you see.
I've seen something similar. Yeah.
Yes. Of course, they have classic 3D things like holograms. I guess they are a little bit of an illusion after all. Next.
Well, I don't think they're an illusion. I mean, I've seen holograms, and they're definitely real.
Yes.
A light diffraction pattern.
Yeah. This looks like an infinite space created again by mirrors. Next. This is where I took this. My wife suspended in space. What I did was I just flipped the picture around. She's not suspended like this. This is actually stepping firmly. I create my own illusion. Next. So it was a small space, but everything was interesting, and you could take a still 3D picture, or if things are moving, you can record a 3D video. Next. You've seen all those mirroring effects? Well, you can do it in real life there, since they have this room. I told I was trying to get my wife to completely center herself, but she didn't do it right. It's okay. Next. This thing here, there were lights rotating at the top, and you had to walk down this bridge, and that's the video I took, and it's so, you get dizzy and disoriented. I mean, your bridge doesn't move, but this thing that moves around makes you feel like completely you lost your balance and you're ready to fall. It was very challenging to walk on this bridge, just because the lights were rotating around. Next. This is the classic Ames room. Now, my friend Margaret, who writes, is about 5'10", 5'11", and she's taller than my wife, she's 5'6". But the room is constructed in such a way it looks like a normal room, but it's not, so my wife looks much bigger than Margaret. But she's not, she's actually short.
Yeah, so for people who've never seen it, they basically have one window that is specifically positioned that when you look through that one window, everything looks like normal perspective. But if you walk around to someplace else, you can see that none of the walls are perpendicular or square. It's just because of perspective, when you look through that one window, everything looks normal.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Mm-hmm. Next. Yeah. Your head on a platter. You have to walk behind this place and get inside. There's a little opening. Of course, the mirrors are in a way that you think that there's an empty space under the table, but it's not. Next. And that's it. Basically, a lot of the tricks are done by mirrors. This is the first picture I took. You can see myself taking the picture, and they have this big mirror, so you pretend you're falling down and grabbing yourself from the windows. If you do it right, that's not the correct one, but this is the idea. As a big mirror, you take a picture and you create the illusion. So there are many places already in the United States, and even though it's a small place, you should do it, and you're going to take some interesting 3D pictures.
Okay, well, I'll make a point of finding the one in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you, George. And
Last George, a question?
Sure.
Yes.
So there was a picture of you taking a picture. There were some black cubes suspended in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it didn't seem like that your image was a reflection So I'm wondering, did you have someone else take the picture of you, or was it actually reflection?
No, it was a reflection.
Okay.
I know which one you're talking about. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Next, this one here. You see the mirror. This was a display. You look it from one side and you see those cubes, the one color, and on the other side, a totally different color because somehow they have a mirror there that creates this effect. So yeah, that's me taking the picture and reflects it.
Okay.
I need to go, my wife.
Yes.
All right. See you, Dave.
Yeah, my wife had a stroke and I got somebody sitting with her and I need to get back.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And so what I'd like to do is just talk about what's coming up the next two meetings. The December meeting is a couple days before Christmas, and the theme for that is exhibits, and encourage people to submit their photos, and then open projector as usual. And so that's the December meeting. The January meeting, the theme is reflections, and we will also select images for the second round of the ISC season. So ISCC, International Stereoscopic Club competition, basically is a PSA competition. It's actually a competition between clubs rather than a competition between individual photographers. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to have our club submit the best images. And so clubs get points in that competition. And so that's the official end of the meeting. And basically at this point I understand if especially people on the East Coast or overseas need to leave because it might be late, but I'm happy to hang around and just discuss anything that people want to discuss, and just a social hour, socialize and discuss. So thanks everyone for attending, and if you want to hang around, I'll be happy to hang around and talk.
I wanted to ask if for the Lume Pad 2 users here, if anyone is having any luck with the updated Leia app. I sent an email to their customer service, haven't heard back yet, except an acknowledgement that they got my email. But since this update, the YouTube half-width side-by-side videos that I run through are very blurry, low resolution, and it looks like their horizontal alignment is off also. Is anyone having that problem?
Yeah, so basically just to add a little bit of information, it seems like this was at the Golden Gate Stereoscopic Society meeting. 2 meetings ago, we discovered that things weren't working correctly, and then somebody realized that there was an update to the LeiaTube app, and so I and several other people applied that update, and at that meeting everything seemed to be working correctly. But then the following meeting I hadn't updated again. We were using the same version that we had been using the previous meeting, and all of a sudden, as Matt describes, everything was very blurry, low resolution. And so Matt witnessed it. I certainly witnessed it. I have not done any further investigation. I certainly hope there's a solution, because of that LeiaTube app was one of the more interesting apps on the Lume Pad in that it could do real-time 3D processing. So I certainly hope that gets fixed.
Yeah, thanks Herb. Yeah, seems like a real oversight. I'm sure we weren't the only ones using that app, so I hope it gets fixed. As I said, I have contacted their customer service and they've acknowledged it. I'll let everyone know if I hear of a workaround or a fix or anything in the meantime.
And you might actually, since this is being live streamed to YouTube, you could probably go back and try the YouTube recording of this meeting running through LeiaTube and see if it was something specific to your meeting or if this meeting has the same problem.
It is the same. I am running it through the Lume Pad this meeting right now, and it's been the same poor image quality.
Well,
and the stream itself is fine. If you were just to look at this meeting stream on YouTube, it's exactly as sharp as you would expect it to be. So we'll get to the bottom of this.
I guess I haven't even had a chance, because I've been so busy with the exhibition, I haven't had a chance to think about anything else. But now that I'm mostly done with the exhibition, maybe I need to submit a ticket to Leia as well, because more tickets certainly wouldn't hurt.
That's a good point, yeah. And great job on the exhibition.
Well,
those are hard to pull off, I know. And there's some fantastic photos. As always.
Yeah, they were nice this year.
And so for folks who haven't heard, the 3D Photo Festival is going to be in Portland next year. And Lee asked us if we would be willing, if the Cascade Club would be willing to host the 3D exhibition. And so, since we're such gluttons for punishment, in addition to doing our own exhibition next year, the Cascade exhibition, which is always in November, we will also be doing the PSA exhibition, which is earlier in the year. So I guess, and Lee's really happy that he found a victim or a set of victims, and
yeah, that's going to be a lot of once.
Well,
but it's important work. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah, well, actually, from this, we have been doing this for so long that I have, so people who may not realize it, I'm a retired software engineer, and so now the software I work on is software that's for me instead of software for somebody who's hiring me, and so we have software that just really helps us to pull this all off. So for people who, the report cards went out less than 24 hours after the judging, and the catalog went out a couple days after the judging, and the thing that basically took so long on the catalog is, I always want this catalog to be a multiple of 4 pages, so that it's a nice booklet, and the thing didn't want to. It wanted to be like too many pages, so there were going to be 3 blank pages, and I said, no, I can't do that. So I had to mull on how to re-lay out the typography to make it actually fit, so it's actually 44 pages. And so that's what took so long to get the catalog produced. But the production of the catalog is largely automated. The production of the report cards is automated. We have galleries up on the website, so you can basically now go to the website and view all these images. It's basically like a stereo photo maker can produce an HTML5 gallery, and so you can view it in parallel or cross-eyed or anaglyph or almost any format you'd like. And so that's up now too. And here it is. It's only a week after the exhibition.
You definitely know what you're doing.
Yes, very good job. Great job.
Thank you. But basically, I've had several people tell me that if something ever happens to me, that's the end of the Cascade exhibition.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've thrown this out to the group before, because I usually don't hang around for the social hour stuff, but I've got, and some of you may have heard, I've got an NVIDIA 3D vision system at home. I'm running it under Linux, and I've got one application that runs, and that is SView, and I just wondered, does anybody know of other applications? Windows applications would be fine too. I'll make note of it, but if particularly something that would run under Linux would be great. As I've dug around, there was something called FluidX 3D, and you had to download it from GitHub and compile it and do these things, and it's all kind of new to me, and I'm working on that. And I've kind of wondered, well, maybe I wonder if this program will really be stereoscopic, or if it's just something that somebody just inserted a comment into the conversation to talk about FluidX 3D. And just wondered if somebody heard anything, because I mean, stereo on the PC, like real active stereo similar to television, would be a great thing. It seems like the NVIDIA efforts went mostly into gaming, but they had scientific customers too. And there's just not that much. I suppose a lot of those customers have moved on to something else.
I have a couple of NVIDIA 3D vision laptops. So I've got a Toshiba. Osmo, I think is how you say it, X875, and I have an Alienware M17XR3. And then I have the Asus 27-inch monitor that supports that as well, and that one's nice because it has the emitter built in. Yeah. But I'm running it on Windows. And so I can SPM works with that.
Yes.
I can use SPM. And Linux is, I think Linux, a Mac application would work on Linux, wouldn't it?
I would not count on that.
Not probably, except under some sort of virtualization software.
Because I'm thinking there's a Mac version of SPM.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
Well, it's actually the Mac version of SPM is running in a virtual environment.
That's Wine.
Wine, for people who aren't familiar with it, is a public domain Windows emulator that basically is compiled on both Linux and Mac.
Yeah.
And there's also a commercial version of it.
Right. It's been about a year, but I've run SPM in Linux under Wine, and if I wanted to view the images in I guess that we'll call it active stereo, I have to use SView. When I try to click the shutter glasses thing in SPM, it won't run under those conditions, and I guess that's expected. You know, you don't necessarily get those. An application running in Wine doesn't get all of the capabilities of the graphics card. That's how I understand it.
So there's evidently another application that basically also from Suji. I'm not saying.
Oh, Masuji?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah.
But handles video.
Okay.
And so you might look into that.
All right.
So you're just looking for an application that runs on Linux that shows 3D videos?
Yeah, that involves, that has stereo as a feature. You know, I think, and I've been able to get off the ground with it. I think there's a couple of programs that are designed to model like proteins and things like that. You know, that kind of chemical or biochemical modeling seems to be popular in that field. And but I haven't. And you can download that off of I use Ubuntu, so you can kind of download that off of its software store, if you will. And but I don't necessarily know where to go with it from there. It's like I need a sample file or something, you know, to even try to get it up. And
do you know Beano? Have you used Beano?
Bino, yeah, Bino. It's I tried it a while back, and that I could give that another shot. I remember I was able. There was a time you could download that through the regular Ubuntu software repository.
It says it's on Flatpak or FlatHub.
Yeah, and see, those things confuse me too. I'm not that sophisticated on the different repositories and stuff, and it's kind of frustrating because you'll read about this, just get it from here, get it from there, add the repo, and it's like, and instructions for that are where, you know. I was lucky with Fluid X3D, at least amongst the several folders and files they had there, they did have installation instructions, and maybe that's typical, and I just never had found them before.
Yeah, they have it looks like you can install, using Flatpak. So for Linux. So I put it in the chat. Maybe you can look over Herb's shoulder. But just Google.
Yeah,
Bino 3D. See if
and were you also a programmer? I seen you written some Python code and stuff. Is that just a hobby of yours?
Are you asking me? Oh,
yeah.
I used to be a programmer. In a former life, but Fortran. That's how old it is. But if anybody knows anything about coding, and you want to do stuff with Python, you have to learn Python. You just have to fire up ChatGPT and tell it what you want, and it'll do whatever you want. We ran the Lighthouse exhibition, and I had to do a lot of data manipulation from Herb's files. And all I would do is go in and tell ChatGPT, hey, go into those files and rename all the MPOs as, make the names anonymous, and don't make any don't put any entrance in succession. And I talked to ChatGPT a lot, and it just spit out a Python script for me. So it was great.
Amazing.
There was a fellow a while ago on the Photo 3D forum who was asking people, tell me what other software is out there for 3D. He compiled a list on the website with links where they were available. And he had written some software for doing, I don't know, some alignment maybe. It was in Linux.
Right.
I think you're I think
I've had discussions with him. I was trying to run the software in Linux Mint, and I was on like one version too early. I was on 19, and he said, "Oh, it runs on 20." So I sped it up.
He had a nice list of all different things that people had, contributed. Hey, you know about this, about that. And there's a lot of things out there I didn't know about. I think he had separate headings for Linux and Mac. Maybe that's a good resource. I think you're asked specifically to be able to use the NVIDIA 3D vision system, not just display things on the in Linux.
Right.
Format.
Yeah.
So Bob, do you still have that link to the all the software?
To do some searching for it.
Yeah, if you can find it, you might just post it again to Photo 3D, because there are probably people who are reading Photo 3D now who don't realize that was ever posted before, and you might have a lot of friends who are really appreciative of that.
Sure. I'll find it.
Yeah, apparently, I told this story to the judges last week, but I had read that Blender, which is a 3D graphics modeling program, was supposed to work with NVIDIA 3D Vision. And when you look at the documentation such as it is, and you seem to click the right buttons and everything, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't happen. So it could be that it's supposed to work and it's a problem with my system or my version of the software that I happen to have or what. But I know I've tried everything on that. I've switched video cards. I've tried several different versions of Blender. I've looked at my X configuration file, which is kind of where let's say the configuration for NVIDIA 3D Vision is on a Linux system. And just no luck. So I've kind of set that aside for now.
So I have an NVIDIA 3D Vision issue also. So I bought a used Alienware computer that had the built-in NVIDIA 3D Vision display. And I liked it a lot. And I thought, well, geez, if this thing goes, I like this so much, I'd like to have a backup. And I found the Toshiba computer with the same system. So the Alienware, I have CyberLink Power DVD version 19 installed. I'm able to watch 3D Blu-rays in 3D with the NVIDIA system on that computer. And then I got another copy of version 19 and installed it to Toshiba. And that one will only display it in Anamorphic. It will not play 3D Blu-ray in 3D Vision system. And I got no idea why. I've been round and round about it. And now the computer I'm using tonight is Acer Aspire 15, 3D 15. The Spatial Labs glasses-free screen.
Oh,
I like it. It's only 15 inch though, so my other Alienware and the Toshiba are both 17 inch, so it was kind of an adjustment going down in size. But I wanted to try and play 3D Blu-rays on this. On the necessity, I just, like to be able to do it. And of course, no new laptops have Blu-ray or DVD players built in anymore, so I bought an external one, an LG B50N NB40. It's a slim one. Actually, I got it right here. So it's kind of very slender.
Wow.
And I can play audio with it, but I couldn't make it play the DVD or the Blu-ray. With the version 19, and forget about 3D, right? Just to play a Blu-ray. It won't play the Blu-ray. So this player comes with version 10. I believe, of the CyberLink Power DVD. That wouldn't install properly. I tried downloading their newest version just to see if I could play a Blu-ray. Forget about, I wasn't even sure I could play it in 3D with the system, right? And I can't make the Blu-ray play. I guess it's error code 012, which has something to do with the H, which is the HCDP or whatever that is, the protection. I got no idea what to do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, there is I guess you can kind of jerry-rig a Blu-ray player. There's like a beta Blu-ray software for Linux that people keep using, I understand. That's another thing I'm going to get around to. I don't have much hope it'll play a 3D Blu-ray, but who knows. I had Power DVD also when I was running a Windows system, and
yeah, but the HDCP applies to any Blu-ray, whether it's 3D or not.
Oh.
So if you don't get caught with the HDCP on a 2D Blu-ray, then you are halfway there to playing the 3D Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
Basically what happened was, the industry wasn't really concerned with protecting 3D Blu-rays. They were concerned with protecting any Blu-ray. 3D is such a small piece of the market.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, the Power DVD, when I was running like Windows 7, I could play it. My machine wasn't very powerful, but I could play the 3D Blu-ray. And then later I shifted to Windows 10, and after that it didn't work anymore. It might have worked. I think one of the problems I was having is that getting a Windows 10 NVIDIA driver, compatible NVIDIA driver, was a problem. Or it wasn't a problem. It was a problem to get one that would do 3D. Or it was changed. They were changing it. And that's what Power DVD told me. Well, NVIDIA changed the driver, so it's not our fault, it's their fault. And the funny thing is I still am using the Quadro cards, which are supposed to be the professional cards, which are like just upgraded versions of the gaming cards. But the Quadro driver on Linux, they left the 3D in there. They didn't take it out like they did in the Windows drivers. But it doesn't help me.
Yeah, so I know Rich has never upgraded from Windows 7. He basically says, if I upgrade from Windows 7, my laptop won't work anymore. So he's on Windows 7.
Yeah, I remember he said that. Yeah. But that becomes, in my experience, that becomes problematic after a while. Even if you try to wall it off, it seems like something comes along and you'll wish you had a modern operating system, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, I'm not recommending it. I'm merely conveying the thing. I'm just so grateful that I have a 3D TV that still works, and so I don't have to fight with Windows. It's basically, there's no Windows in my Blu-ray player. There's no Windows in my 3D TV.
Yeah.
It's an LG TV,
Right.
and it just works.
I bought a Zalman monitor, which is the passive eBay used, trying to protect Ford, right? I can't make the NVIDIA work anymore in the future, newer operating system. I bought it, actually. It's sitting in the cabinet. I've never even plugged it in to try it out. Maybe it's no good, but...
No, actually, I just got a Dell with Windows 11, and I'm using the Zalman monitor.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, I don't know if the monitor itself is because I never plugged it in and turned it on.
Okay.
It's just sitting.
Yeah, well, the thing with the passive monitor is you don't need any special driver. All you need is, side by side, and you tell the monitor that it's 3D. And so that's the advantage of the Zalman or any of the other passive
similar
monitors.
to the television then.
Well, I mean, basically, like what I'm doing is my TV is just plugged into my computer, over HDMI, and it's displaying a side-by-side half width. And actually, I mean, Apple, Steve Jobs basically hated 3D. So he said a Mac will never do 3D. But basically with a passive monitor, my Mac does 3D. Basically, so much for Steve Jobs saying he'll never do 3D. But
Well, it was worth asking. Well, I appreciate the feedback.
A couple of questions, or a couple of comments and a question, if I may. Regarding NVIDIA drivers, they change so often, and features disappear when you upgrade NVIDIA drivers. So it's sometimes while going back in time to get older drivers to pull out some functionality. As far as Blu-rays and content protection, the HDCP, you might want to investigate a program, a website called Make MKV.
I've heard of that.
It's useful for ripping Blu-rays and 3D Blu-rays. It's a little bit trickier when you're ripping a 3D Blu-ray because you have to go in and specify exactly which sections of the Blu-ray that should be brought off in addition. But Make MKV is worth looking into. And a question I have, Santa Claus brought Mike a new toy, and I'm stuck here where it says verify your email address. And I've pushed that button, and I haven't gotten any emails back from X-Reel saying you're verified. Does anybody else have that experience with their X-Reel Beam Pro?
And you don't click that button, it's sending that to your other account. So like if you use your Hotmail account for your backup for the Gmail or something, it's sending it to your other email account that you set up previously. I made that same mistake. It wasn't obvious to me. Then I went to the other account, and there it was. I clicked on the link, and everything worked just fine.
Say that again. I have it directed towards my home email address. Is that?
Maybe that's X-Reel itself. Maybe you had to create a sign in with X-Reel. You created an account, and you used an email account for creating that. In my case, I used my Hotmail account, and that's where the email went to my Hotmail account to verify it. So whatever email you used to sign up with X-Reel for an account, I think check that email, and you might find that there's an email waiting for you with a link.
I seldom use any other address than my. I'll check it out. Thanks, Bob.
Maybe it went to the junk files or something by mistake.
I'll check that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I did it, I have a hard time remembering what I did last week. This was several months ago, but I mean, when I did it, I got an email. Generally, when I have to click on a link, the Beam Pro sent out an email. The email came back, and I didn't click on the link on the Beam Pro. I went to my email account on my computer, and there was an email there for me to click on a link, and I clicked on the link on the computer. Even though the computer wasn't the Beam Pro, I was able to click on the link on the computer.
Something I do to all Android devices when I get my hands on them is just go in tighten down the security on all the applications, making sure that none of them have access to microphones, cameras, none of them run in the background and stuff like that. So maybe I just tighten the device down a little bit too tightly for X-Real's comfort.
That's
Thanks
perhaps-
again for the list. I just got my X-Real Beam Pro on Saturday, and the glasses came on Sunday. So I'm still getting familiarized with them.
And Bob, did you get the Black Friday special on those?
I did. I
Well,
ordered off Amazon.
Congratulations on getting a good price, getting a better price than the rest of us.
Well, I did better than that because I used my Discover card, it's 5% cash back this quarter for Amazon purchases. And I got another $10 offer from through Amazon for using the Discover card. So it saves an extra $17 besides. I'm
Well,
Scotsman, what can I say?
Well, very good. Congratulations. I mean, there are the early adopters who basically say, I don't care, about saving the money, I need to have it today. And then there are the people who wait.
It's the early adopters with the arrows in their backs.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
So that was my experience when I had to sign up for this. I'm pretty sure I'll check it right now that it sent it to my Hotmail account, and that was the account that I used to sign up with X-Real. They wanted me to create an account, and it sent it there.
What do you get when you sign? What's the benefit of signing up for an X-Real account?
It seems to me like I had to do it to maybe do the updates for the glasses and the operating system, the Nebula operating system. And
I
may not be correct. It seems like it was true.
It seemed like I had to sign up in order to do something with it. I don't remember what it was that I wanted to do, but
Yeah, the current state is that it's insisting that I upgrade the Nebulous OS, and it will allow me to do that without being signed up.
Really?
I also need the glasses to be connected, I'm not sure.
Yeah. See, I don't have glasses, so.
Yeah, I think that's used for the glasses, maybe used for the glasses only. Mine was doing a very weird thing earlier today. It was working fine yesterday, and just very beginning getting familiar with it. And you can kind of dock the screen someplace within your view. I can put it over here to my left or out in front of me, and you can either have it so it follows. You can turn your head follows the movement of your head, or you can dock it. And I docked it, and as I stood there, with the thing docked, it's not supposed to move. It kept on slowly moving across my view to the right. Just kept on drifting. And I rebooted, and I unplugged, and I replugged, and rebooted again. I had to reinstall the software, the Nebula OS twice, and then finally it seemed to correct itself. It was very odd.
You don't live perhaps right on the equator or at one of the poles, maybe?
Maybe it's the plate in my head or something. I got personality. So, besides their own player, how can you see the images in 3D on there?
So what I do, I don't view them on the Beam Pro. What I do is I transfer the images to my computer, and then I can view them on my 3D TV. So
basically.
I meant to view it with the glasses, right? That was the advantage of having glasses, to be able to see this big screen in 3D, right?
Yeah, I understand, but basically I'm so happy with my 3D TV that, I said, well, why do I need glasses? I mean, I'm not saying that getting the glasses was a bad idea, but for me personally, I couldn't see any reason to use the glasses when I can just download images and show them, either images or video, and show them on the 3D TV.
David has left because he's on the East Coast, but he wrote up a good review of the Goobus art head-mounted display, and he uses that for the rooms displays. I bought the Beam Pro at the same time I bought the Goobus art head-mounted display, and the head-mounted display works very well with the Beam Pro. You can use the new program stereo, I think it's stereo viewer or something. You can find it on George's tip sheet. Have you got all George's tip sheets? The PDFs?
Yeah, I think I do.
Get that also. Yeah, definitely look at his tip sheets and just go through it. It's pretty basic, and I don't like Facebook, but if you go on the Facebook, the users group for the Beam Pro, there's they capture all the PDFs there as well, so you can download them from Facebook.
Yeah, I hadn't been paying attention because I hadn't purchased one yet. Wasn't sure I was going to purchase one.
Yeah.
And as I got so many cameras now. I go out someplace and I got the Ego, and I got the Panasonic 3D one, the FujiW3, and my twin Samsung pair, and it's just too many, and I'm not using most of it, right? Plus I get extra lenses for the Samsungs, and you know the story, so it's like one more thing to remember to charge and how to use it.
The charger, I hadn't paid too much attention. Put it in airplane mode.
There's lots of little nuances there. I mean, you're reading about something in this mode, you press this button, and it changes it to 3D and whatever. And it seems one of the disadvantages is their own player doesn't have like a slideshow feature. I think it'd be nice to have a slideshow.
Well, too many toys, too little time. Remember this one that rotates into its. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. What's that one? Is it one of the viewers or something?
No, that's what came out before the Ego.
Oh, okay.
Like the pre-Ego. Haven't used it probably in just a couple of months after I bought it. Moved on to another toy. Painful.
So Herb, what's the 3D meeting you were talking about? It's not 3D Con, it's something else.
New York
What is it?
Basically, PSA has, it's not specifically a 3D meeting, it's a PSA annual meeting. Lee Pratt was the one who told me about it, because I wouldn't have even known. But I think it's called the PSA Photo Festival. It's in September. Probably if you just look for PSA Photo Festival. And so, in other words, there's all the different things, the nature, the photojournalism, all the different divisions. and 3D division is just one tiny piece of it. And so, and the only interest I have in PSA is the 3D division. But the whole shebang is meeting in Portland next year.
I may go to 3D Cons here in Minnesota. They have 3 days a week. They have a direct flight from Syracuse, New York. A little bit cheap, some new cheap airline. If it's still operating back then. It may make it more affordable.
Yeah, so I avoid traveling anywhere that's too far to drive because basically I don't like being squeezed into an airplane. And once upon a time I flew enough for business that, I got, the loyalty programs, and they put me, in the front of the plane because I had enough miles, and so I wasn't squeezed like a sardine, or at least not quite as much. But then in combination with 9/11, making flying less pleasant for everybody, plus the plane seats getting tighter, and me not having any status with the airlines anymore, I just said, I'm done with it. I'm not flying anymore. And so if I'll go to Seattle. For Portland to Seattle is, like a 3-hour drive. So, I'll drive to Seattle or stuff like that. But anything further away, I just don't do it anymore.
So the fireworks video you're selling is on a Blu-ray or a DVD?
It is on a Blu-ray. So basically, and actually what's happening is I am specifically trying not to make any money on it. So this is the Blu-ray, and so the Blu-ray, if you came to Portland to pick it up, it would be $10. But if I'm shipping it, then I ship it by USPS, priority mail, so it's tracked, and that's $20. It's basically $10 for the postage, and the other $10 pays for the Blu-ray, the case, the printing, and stuff like that. So we're really not making any money on it. We're really just doing it as a convenience.
I was thinking sometimes there's an issue about the commercial Blu-rays. I was thinking about my HDC key issue. So if I had your disc, that would be a good test of can I play 3D Blu-ray.
There is no copy protection on this. So it was actually created using Magix. So Mark Wilkie is the one who created the Blu-ray, and so Magix is he just basically formats it as a Blu-ray, but there's no. So it's region free. It's no copy protection.
It'd be a good one for me to test. I need to order a copy anyhow. So,
okay.
Do you accept PayPal or only Venmo? I think you said Venmo.
Okay, so I will accept PayPal. Just use my email address. The reason I prefer Venmo is because I've had problems in the past with PayPal. Once upon a time they froze one of my accounts, and I went through. I had a complaint to the Oregon Division of Consumer Protection to get PayPal to unfreeze my account. And that was a different account. It wasn't the one I'm using now, but basically it's just that I try and avoid I want to be helpful if somebody needs PayPal, but I try and avoid using it just because I don't want to do business with PayPal whenever I don't have to.
Understood. I can also send you a check.
whatever works for you. I mean, PayPal works. I just didn't want to really publicize that because I didn't want to be getting a lot of PayPal payments.
Well, late for me here in Syracuse. Always a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to join.
Okay, well, thank you.
Learned something.
Thank you for joining. I hope you got, a little bit of useful information out of this, and hope you enjoyed the.
Some great pictures tonight. Have a good evening.
You too, and you too,
I'm
Mike.
out of here, Herb. Take care, buddy. See you next time.
Yep. And yep. Save the chat if you want it before you leave the meeting.
Always a good reminder.
Yep.
All right. Good night.
Good night.